gosh, so many dropped frames. Alright, we're live again with low latency mode turned off. And it doesn't seem to be much better yet. But I'm gonna keep going. Oh, that's right. If not, we'll fight back. If not, we'll fight back, and our weapon will degrade and sharpness pretty fast. Wow, yeah, the stream looks pretty bad. And that's saying something. I don't know why it's so delayed today. The latency is off, but it's all wonky. Well, maybe I just need to keep going. Let's see. And keep an eye on things. I'll have all the other Aftermath run away. I do have other areas to visit. And you can see that already I'm down one increment in stamina, and I've got to eat a ration. Alright. So I don't remember if there are even Aftermath in this, or no, it looks like they aren't any Aftermath in this area, but I think there are in the next one. Yeah. A lot of areas are closed off this early into the game in these early missions. These are quests, I should say. Here they are. More Aftermath. We want to make the most of this quest and get a bunch of well-done steaks. So that means hunting a lot of pretty inoffensive animals that can't fight us back, I'm afraid. I mean, this is the nature of Monster Hunter. You feel bad killing a lot of these creatures. Not bullfangos, though. Bullfangos are pretty nasty, and they get very little mercy from me. If you haven't played Monster Hunter, you'll understand the hatred for some of the creatures like the bullfango. I think that... oh no, there's more. Let's see how many... oh, we have 9. Oh. Let's actually start cooking. This game has a pretty good cooking theme, as you'll hear in a second, but it's not my favorite. Monster Hunter, everybody. Oh, really? Okay, this is more harsh than I remember. More harsh than later games. Really gotta watch for when the meat turns darker. Ah, dang. It's like the first shade is the right one, and it's very subtle. I didn't even see it that time. I swear I'm better at this in the later games. I mean, I had to press it before I could even tell. The stream looks more stable now. Ah, dang. It's like once you see it go darker, it is too late already.
Looks tasty.
There's, I think that might be the only English voiceover in the whole game. And you can tell that they used, like, the Japanese studio and not, I mean, it sounds like Japanese actors reading English dialogue, which is very charming.
Looks tasty.
Okay, we got one more. I think I'm gonna have to, well, I don't have to, but I'm going to slay the rest of these Aptonoth for their meat.
Looks tasty.
Yeah, look at that. 4 burnt meat, 1 rare, and 4 well done. Burnt meat is worthless. We should get rid of it. I don't think you can even sell it. Discard. The rare steaks isn't bad. I think we can get like a single. Yeah, it's like the same as a ration. Unfortunately, using the spit does reset the camera height, and I have to go to my preferred angle again. Sorry, Aptonoth. I screwed up the cooking, and I need to get some more raw meat. I won't kill the small one because I feel bad enough killing an adult Aptonoth, and the small one only gives you 1 raw meat anyway, I think. Anyway. This game, despite the warning at the title screen, this game isn't that pretty. It just kind of sounds like it with the sound effects, and there are some, like blood particles, as you can see while attacking monsters. But yeah, oh, there is one thing that I think only exists in this game out of the whole series. Maybe there are references to it later, but there's a certain monster that if you cut it with the great sword while it's jumping, it'll get sliced in half, and both halves will disappear. Oh wow. So you can see there my weapon actually bounced because it wasn't sharp enough, and I attacked a harder part near the head of that Aptonoth. You know, that sort of stuff has been in Monster Hunter for a long time. You can actually see the sword icon underneath my stamina bar has some notches in it, like it's been cut up a little bit. And I think this mini whetstone is a supply item that I won't get to keep, so I may as well sharpen my sword. And now you can see it's a regular unjagged edge. So I only got 3 meat, because why did I only get 3 meat? Well, I may as well try high-handed cooking again. You almost have to precog then to press the button in this game. It's really harsh timing. Okay. I'm used to Monster Hunter 3's cooking game where it's very generous. There we go. I almost pressed it too early. And once more. Oh, I waited too long. Boo. Boo this hunter. Boo this hunter for their terrible hunting skills. Well, anyway. Oh, that's right. Nope. I'm pushing all the wrong buttons. Yeah, so in addition to camera control being done with the D-pad instead of the right analog stick, which is the most backwards thing that I can think of, the triangle button is only used to read these tutorial messages, for nothing else. Kind of a waste. And the square button is used for interacting with, I think, scene transition elements, so going into or out of your house, or opening your personal item box is the square button. Whereas X button is interacting with everything else, so they've kind of wasted both buttons by assigning them to two distinct options that they don't, and I don't need to attack both of them at once. And they're running away now. I'm not gonna get... At this rate, I'm not even gonna get both raw steaks, or raw meat from this laptop, because I scared away the other two. Or maybe I didn't. At any rate. Yeah, by... The square and X buttons don't need to do different things. They're so similar. In modern Monster Hunter games, the two different functions they do in this one are just the same function that you would expect them to be. Both of them are just slightly different interact buttons. And so, those buttons go to waste, the triangle button goes to waste, and all that's left is the circle button, which is your crouch if you're standing still, and your dodge roll. So really, you can see why they immediately dropped the right analog stick for attacking for a number of reasons. And why it was pretty easy to adapt base buttons to do those commands. It's really not that hard of a decision to make.
Looks tasty.
I swear I could not tell. Maybe this angle will be better to see the difference in color. Because it is so subtle and it lasts... Nope, that was too early. And I only got 2 steaks. So that's it. But a rare steak is better than a burnt steak. And it's better than raw meat. And I got 7 well-done steaks, which is pretty good. So now, we can return and deliver one to complete the quest. There we go. That's, I don't know why this is the default camera angle, because it does this when you crouch. That's no good, we want this. We don't want the camera to go in all crazy. But yeah, once again, there's no emotes, so we can't cheer at the end of the quest. The most we can do is like this. Sword slash. Boy, what a... They just put some extra letter spacing to make it fit better. Oh, I've got too many crickets. That's something else. These items don't go to your item box. They go directly to your inventory. So after every quest, you have to go back to your house. It's gonna dump off all the extra stuff that you just got. I don't know, I have a strange love for early games like this that have all this weird stuff in them, all these weird inconveniences. Because they're not good and they should be changed. But I don't know. I still kind of like it. Also, we only get 5 crickets. That seems very harsh. And I'm putting everything away because I think the next quest actually asks us to get herbs. Let's see, I don't remember, but I think that's right. Oh no, that's right. The square button isn't even used to talk to people, you use the X button. It's a decision that I really don't understand. Why X and square have to do slightly different things. searching for items. Okay, we want herbs and a spider web. Because I think spider webs are used for bug nets. It's been a while. I'm used to... Oh, there it is. We only have 100 Zennies, so there's no way I can buy anything. I also didn't accept the quest. Here we go. But I'm used to... I've been pampered by Monster Hunter World, so I'm not totally used to the item recipes from the old games. Even though Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate was my first one. So this wasn't really that big of a leap for me. Monster Hunter 3 made some important improvements, but it's similar enough that I shouldn't really have that much trouble. Also, for one thing, you gotta start off with a ration or two, because you do not start with the maximum stamina ever in Monster Hunter. But it's neat. They start off, the series starts off with first aid meds and rations, which go away after the quest is done. It's surprising how many staples of the series are still here at the very start. That's something I do love about going back to really old games like this, is that stuff that you assume they added in later, little conveniences and stuff that you would add after you saw how people responded to your game. Some of that stuff is just here already. Not all of it, obviously, but some of the stuff that we count. Oh. Incidentally, you'll notice there's no icon indicating that this is a gathering point. You just have to know. And the only way to know when you're done gathering and there's nothing left is to gather one too many times, where it'll give you that there is nothing here message. So there still are some conveniences that they had yet to add. And Needleberry is pointless for us because we're not going to be a gunner, and there's nothing else. Alright. I gotta take a quick break, but I'll... Ooh, excuse me, but I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Now I'm gonna try something daring and bump up the internal resolution to 2 times native. 2 times native. Yeah. Looking a little crisp. A little more crisp. Also, I think my frame rate is finally bounced out. Alright. We're probably going to run low on stamina soon, but it still is running pretty smoothly. So I do own a physical copy of this game, but it's easier to stream if I emulate it. And I used my original PS2 so that, for the BIOS, so this is all legit. The nice thing is that even though textures and stuff like the heads-up display elements are still going to be low resolution, everything else, we can get it to render a little more crisp, a little more detailed. If I really wanted to, I could bump it up to 1440p, but considering the streaming rate snafu from earlier, I'm a little hesitant to do that. I think 720 is not a bad resolution to work with. Yeah, this is just, you know, chill gathering session in Monster Hunter. We're not gonna slay the Aptonoth this time. Just gathering some herbs until we can't gather anymore. I might check the tutorial if I can't remember where to get spider webs, but I think I remember where to get spider webs. I only need 1 as well. Oh, that's funky. We can see inside the tree. But, anyway. Yeah. This is the way of the old Monster Hunter original, is that, you don't know when you're done gathering until it tells you that there's nothing left. Yeah. And anybody who... anybody who started with Monster Hunter World won't be familiar with blue mushrooms, really, because after Monster Hunter World, you only need green herbs to make potions. But the old way was you put a blue mushroom and an herb together, and if you're lucky, you get a potion out of it. That isn't going to be relevant for this mission, this quest. I keep calling them missions, I don't know. But for the next quest, it will be. And I think the first hunt will be after the 5th 5-star quest, so we're on quest number 3 in the 1-star. So once we get 2 more quests after this, we'll get to actually hunt a dangerous monster, not just these Aptonoths and herbs. You know. But hey, this has kind of always been the nature of Monster Hunter games. Even the most recent ones, like your first few quests, are teaching you about gathering and cooking meat, combining materials to get better items. Now, I remember being pleasantly surprised that climbing exists even in this game. Look at that. That's something that I expected didn't come until much later, but, you know, you have elevated land to walk around. This area in particular is all about getting up to higher elevations. And, yeah, we also have the moss swines, who, you can follow them around and find rare items. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to get, spider webs, which I think are up this way? I think. I might be wrong. But that's why the village elder is here, to correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, we can't climb that surface. That said, there aren't any jumping attacks in this game. That doesn't come until Monster Hunter 4, I think. So even though we do have this elevation, it's not really all that useful in regards to fighting. And they have this angle so you could see that hawk that was up there. Although the timing was a little off. It vanished before you could even see it. But, you know, there it is. That's a much better... or maybe it's an eagle? No, it's probably some other animal, some other bird. I think the spider's webs are up here. There they are. Now, if I remember, we only need one for the quest. But I'm going to gather a bunch because they're useful for something, even if I can't remember what it is. Here we go. The actual point for gathering the spider webs can be a little picky as well. But yeah, I want to say, I'm pretty sure spider webs are used for making bug nets. They might be used in making traps. I don't remember... Well, that's all the spider webs. I never actually got to a point in this game where you make traps yourself. Or even use them. So I can't say what they require to make. But unless I'm mistaken, I think you make nets from spider webs and something else, like spider webs and ivy, and then the pitfall trap you make with a net and a trap tool. So, you know, crafting. Crafting is a big deal in these games, and this is before Minecraft came out even. So we can't blame Notch for having so much crafting in our monster hunting game. And they don't really tell you recipes either. I think you have to buy recipe books, and they don't tell you what all of the recipes are. You just have to sort of guess, get lucky. There we go. And we have... Oh, that's a bad camera angle. Hang on. The camera gets stuck sometimes. But we got... Wow, we got all 10 that we can carry of blue mushrooms, and we got 4 herbs to spare. So we can make potions, which we need to deliver. I think it's either the next quest or the quest after it is potions. But we're almost to an actual hunt in this Monster Hunter. I don't know why that menu is jittery, but for whatever reason it's jittery. It might just be the emulation. At any rate, I'm gonna do the old cycle. I'm gonna save some time and check what the quest is first. That's the star 1. Clear, clear, clear. Yeah, combining items. I delivered 2 potions, so I'm gonna deposit... I'm gonna save some time and just dump off everything except the herbs and blue mushrooms. That's not it. Well, I'm gonna pick it up again, I guess. I'm gonna dump off everything except... Oh, that's right. Luckily I had some extra herbs left over from that other quest where I just gathered them apropos of nothing. And now, they expect you to go into this quest and go gather the materials you need to make potions, but you can just bring the materials you need and make the potions without leaving the camp. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save some time. But yeah, so here we go to the combine menu. Control A, Control B, combine. Got one, got two. Oh, that's interesting. It tells us right away that the success rate is 95, because I think in later games they get a little more cagey about the success rate. That is to say, oops, didn't mean to do that. Pressing all the wrong buttons today. The success rate, you only learn what the success rate is after you actually fail one or more times, and then it doesn't tell you the actual success rate, it just tells you what your success rate has been, which is going to be a hint at the true success rate. There we go. That's the fastest quest so far because I prepped and got some items already. But here we go. At this point, I'm really missing the cheer emote. Or laid back, where you just kind of flop on the ground and wiggle your feet. Oh, we got some honey. So I might even, before I dump stuff in the item box, I might just make a mega potion. Which, you know, a new player wouldn't know to do that, because they don't tell you. Maybe I'm weird, but I kind of like that obfuscation of information to some extent. I like the idea that you do have to learn certain things on your own, but it can be frustrating. So, I think my ideal video game kind of thing is when a game won't tell you explicitly how to do certain things, but you can, there's some way that the game tells you, or some way that you can just find out very clearly how to do certain things or how to get to certain places. I feel like Dark Souls is a game that does that to some extent. Like, if you pay attention to the characters' dialogue, they'll tell you about certain unique and special things. Enough yammering. This is the fishing quest. So I have to get a sushi fish, which I think it's the same as a ration or a rare steak. It just gives you one stage of stamina, maximum stamina. This is an interesting one because we also don't have to leave the camp for this one. So I don't know why I'm picking up all this stuff. Yeah, worms are what we use for the most low-rank fishing, and then we go out here to actually fish. And it gives us this camera angle. And this is fishing like in Animal Crossing or most simple games where you just let the bobber go down and press the button. We got a knife mackerel, I think. Is a knife mackerel for like sharpening? Yeah. It sharpens your weapons. I think they changed that to a whet fish, W-H-E-T, as in whetstone fish, in later games. Oh, that's right. You just want to wait for a fish to touch the lure. I think that one stole my bait, though. Yeah, come to think of it, even Monster Hunter 3 is more forgiving with the fishing. And the fishing game is much easier. In this one, the bobber doesn't go, like, and stay below the water. You just have to hit it as soon as a fish decides to grab on. Like that. But once they do, you just press the X button and you get it. That's a rumblefish. Oh, it cracks open when killed? Oh, that sounds... Maybe it's used for bomb casings, like you can make flash bombs out of it. Don't know. I do kind of like how the fish are obscured a little bit. Didn't catch anything. I was gonna say, kind of like how the fish are obscured a little bit because you have to rely on the rumble as well as the actual visual and the audio cue to tell when you have a fish on the line. Nope, dang it. The bobber does move down a little bit when a fish grabs on. I also don't know how big a sushi fish is. Maybe it's that biggest one. Oh, dang it. I think it took the bait. Oh, no, it didn't. But I think once they bite like that, none of the other fish will bite again, so you have to throw... You have to cast again. Come on. Dang it. I'm just too trigger happy. Oh, that was it. I wasn't looking. But they aren't taking my bait, so I can potentially cast forever for the full 50 minutes of this quest. I don't know how they decided on a 50-minute time limit, but it's very generous for some of these early quests. And it feels really harsh on the harder ones. No bite? No bite. Maybe they did take the worm this time. Yeah. Sometimes they will just take the bait away and then they aren't going to bite anymore, so you have to recast. So I'm going to look for bobber bouncing. Oh, that was it. And I just timed it wrong. We'll get it. We'll get it without too much time, because I've done this before. I've completed this quest, so I know how to do it. What's frustrating is they only bite once, so if you don't get them, then they're going to go away. And they may have taken the bait. There we go. Tell me this is sushi fish. Nope, it's another knife mackerel. I mean, that's useful, because Monster Hunter World and later gave you infinite whetstones, but you had a limited amount in these games. Although they were really common. So common, in fact, that I definitely threw away extras in Monster Hunter 3 because they were taking up so much room in my inventory. I don't know. I mean, that's the nature of a greatsword, is that you don't sharpen very much. And I'm just letting... I'm talking too much. I'm letting all these fish get away. Is that one coming to bite? Oh, it was, and I didn't actually let it bite. This is why I brought crickets. Because it'll be faster than going back to the, Oh. It'll be faster to use a cricket than to go back to the box for more worms. Pin tuna? What the heck is a pin tuna? Covered in needle-like spikes. Okay. This is what my experience... I remember my experience being like the first time I did this quest, where I started to wonder if there are even worse sushi fish in this lake. And there are. There just are also a lot of other fish. And crickets are going to attract a different type of fish. I don't even know if crickets are going to be a good bait. I don't know, maybe that's a sushi fish. No, it's another knife mackerel. We can do that. Yeah, it just says it works well as bait. So maybe that attracts the fish better. But, you know, I'm gonna catch every fish that bites the line until I get one. Sleepy fish. I'm catching every type of fish except the one that I need. It's a fish with sleep-inducing properties. Bet you can combine that with some kind of meat to make sleep meat. I think that's something you can do in this game. Another rumblefish. Well, if I run out of crickets, I'm gonna have to go get more worms. But that's alright, because there are a lot of extra ones. They know how difficult this quest is, and they give you way more than you need. Come on. No? One of these fish is gonna bite. Unless they, take the bait away. Yeah. One more, and then I gotta go back to the box. I don't know, fishing minigames are strangely relaxing and stressful. I don't know how they do it, but, yeah. Well, yeah, I can use the knife mackerel. No, what I'm gonna do, actually, I remember there's another watering hole, another fishing spot, I should say, that is available in this area. I think it's in area 10. The trouble is that there are bullfango around, and bullfangos, unlike the Aptonoth, who will only attack you if you provoke them, bullfangos will charge you just because you are in the same area that they are. They're kind of like old bull rhinos who will just attack anything. And I went the wrong way. Oops. Alright, come on, Alancebeth. We gotta beat this quest so that we can eventually earn enough money and resources to actually get you a lamp. I don't remember which area it is in particular, but once I see it, I'll know it's the right one. It's not this one, although I think there are bullfangos here. Oh no, it's Masuin. There's a leader quest where there are bullfangos all over the place, and it's really unpleasant. But we want to go this way, Area 10. Area 9 has Melinxes, which Monster Hunter veterans will be very familiar with. Oh look, there's a feline. These are the friendly ones who don't steal your items. Now, I'm pretty sure... sorry, felines. In a future game, you will be able to accompany us on hunt. But for now, you are just background characters, I'm afraid. I'm pretty sure... I'm pretty sure there is a fishing area around here, but it might not be this pool. Maybe it's the next area, Area 12. Or Area 11, I should say. Yeah? Okay. This is how you know you're in the right area for your current quest, is when you get a cutscene showing off the area. Because there are the fish that I've been looking for this whole time. Probably the chief would have said something if I had paid attention, but as you can see there, we've got a bullfango heading right for us. And we have to contend with that. So, before we can do anything else, we have to fight the bullfango, who I think still sees us from over there? Yeah, he does. We're gonna see if see how good my Monster Hunter 1 fighting skills are. Luckily, bullfangos, like all monsters in this game, have to turn. They have to turn around kind of in control style, and so they are unlikely to be able to hit you if you're clever. No, not if you're like that though. Okay. This is the cat and mouse game that makes up the bulk of this combat system. Okay, I may have got it. Yes! Victory. And now I will take your materials. Yep. I think it's possible that bullfangos can drop raw meat, but that might only be in later games. So, you can see that there's this glowing spot that blinks every so often. I may as well grab whatever's here. In this case, it's just whetstones. So now that we've defeated the bullfango, our great enemy, we can fish with impunity. If I can remember. Okay. Funny enough, I don't know if the bullfango can hit you on here, so I might not have had to fight it at all. That would be just my luck. But we're looking for sushi fish, and that is not it. First arowana, though, yeah. That one, I think, can be used for bombs, flash bombs, and the like. That's sort of a neat thing about these fish, is that some of them are used in ways that you wouldn't expect. It's another knife mackerel. But I'm pretty sure that sushi fish do live in this pond. And that might have been one. There we go. No, I think that's another knife mackerel. Yep. But we've got 2 more worms before we have to go all the way back to Area 1. Come on. Oh, no. At least I didn't lose the bait. We're close, though. I can feel it. There we are. Sushi fish. Yes. I may as well use the last worm to get something else, because it's a free worm. And that fish may have just taken it. Because I'm not paying much attention. Come on. That might be another sushi fish, let's see. Nope. Sleepy fish isn't bad, though. In later games, I don't know about this one, but in later games you can craft meat that has certain debilitating effects when a large monster eats it. So a sleepy fish, when combined with the right kind of meat, would give you like a tranquilizer meat that'll make the monster fall asleep. And some other fish might do like a paralyzing meat, kind of, you know, zaps them and they kind of get shocked and stay in place while you can just dish out a lot of damage. Sleepy meat is pretty useful though, because when you attack a monster and it's asleep, you do some extra damage. Which sounds pretty brutal, but you'll see that the monsters in this game are equally brutal, if not more so. As you can see with that bullfango, that big boar was ruthless. I like their design, but I don't have a lot of sympathy for the bullfangos. Especially when you're fighting a much bigger monster. Yes. Hooray! This is the closest thing we can do to cheer on things. Cheer! We got our sushi fish. And that's the last 1-star quest, which means that I think we get to go on our first hunt. It's not a large monster hunt, but it is a hunt of smaller monsters that are able to fight back. At least as good as a bullfango. We get more crickets. Oh, really? That's kind of a spoiler for a monster that I have not fought yet, but I didn't think you could get. I didn't think you could get large monster materials from totally unrelated quests. You learn something new every day, I guess. So now Elizabeth is back in town. I'm gonna see what the quest is first, because I think I know what it is. Yeah, here we go. We gotta slay 3 velociprey. The children are being attacked. Oh well, if you ever change your mind, come back. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm gonna come back right away. I don't have any of the materials I need to make a lance, and I don't have the money to buy one, so I'm just gonna put everything away. Although, I may as well check and be sure that I don't have enough, because I don't think I have enough, but I might. So I'm taking a bunch of items that are probably, it's probably overkill. I don't think I'm gonna actually need that many supplies, but I'm doing it anyway. So yeah, lances are that bone lance is not good. The only use for this, because it's sharpness, that yellow bar is so thin that sharpness will go away really fast. And the only use for the bone lance is to upgrade it into something better. So yeah, the iron lance is too expensive for us. And it's too expensive to make. But there's a quest where we can mine iron ore, so I'm gonna probably do that at some point and then get the zenny we need to buy that. To mine, what is it? To craft that lance. But here we go. Once we get, we don't have access to many mining points, and I don't have the money to make or buy mine picks. So we have to suffice with the sword and shield, which is not my least favorite weapon, but I would rather have the lance, which is my character's namesake. Oh boy, I just noticed there's like a satchel or a backpack icon down there. It looks very low res. Like, the other icons have a lot more detail, and that one just looks like very old pixel art. Well, as usual, you want to use the supply items first, because you don't keep them after the hunt. And that's the maximum stamina that you can have. So we're going to conserve our energy by not sprinting, and we're going to ignore the Aptonoths so that we don't lose any sharpness if we chose to attack them. And we're going to go after the velociprey. So these are the monsters that, if you have a great sword, you can do a vertical chop to cut them in half if you hit them while they're jumping. It's not a good idea because the body disappears. Like, it gets cut in half and the two halves like immediately vanish. They like fade out, so you don't get their materials. Also, I don't know where they are. Yeah. Tells you all that stuff. Like, this has been here from the beginning. If you get 3 lives for every quest. Every time you die, your reward money drops by 1/3 of the full amount. And if you die a 3rd time, then the quest is over. I mean, they don't say die, they say faint. But we know what they really mean. So unlike the previous quests, we don't have to go back and deliver something to the item box, which is nice. The quest should just end as soon as we kill enough velociprey. The problem is finding them, because I thought they would be in area 2 or 3, and I don't see them here. I am going to quest, right? Yeah. And it doesn't tell me where they are, so I just gotta find them. See, modern Monster Hunter games, you have an easy one playing those. Ah, here they are. Velociprey. I guess we haven't seen this monster that it's eating, but that's a Kelby. I guess this is the gore alert that's at the beginning of the game because that's pretty gory. But these are small monsters, just velociprey. They go in packs, and they will call more of them to fight. So you gotta be careful. They also have a lot. I think they have 7 claws. Anyway. They will also hit each other, which is a nice feature that has kind of always been in these games. I didn't realize it, but monsters will hurt each other if they're in the way of another monster's attack. So you can kind of get them to help you with the hunt. Oops. And of course, they will not hesitate to jump and attack you as you attack them. Oh, you see, I hit that one in midair and knocked it down. But of course, it didn't cut it in half because this is only a sword and shield. Only a humble sword and shield. Oh, got me. Yeah. Fighting isn't really as exciting as in later games. I know Monster Hunter Rise is pretty popular right now. If you've seen that game, it's much more exciting. There's like all this flashy wire bug action going on. Let's see if I can carve this fellow before I get attacked. No. Bodies the bodies vanish pretty quick in this game. Yeah. Wow. There we go. That shield blocking sound was much louder than I thought it would be. Yeah, although this game is surprisingly hectic, even though the fighting is really slow. You have to like keep moving. You really can't stop. It's almost like a rhythm game. You just have to keep, you know, slash, 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 dodge, slash, slash, block. You really have to be on your toes, and the monsters have their own rhythm they have to follow. It's a really common thing to reposition yourself slightly off of the direction the monster is facing, because they do have to turn to face you, or they can hit you with the most of their attacks. There are exceptions, of course, but generally, the monster can only attack if it's already facing you, and if it isn't already facing you, it'll turn, which takes time, and that time you can use to attack. That's what I've been able to glean just by playing these games. It's like the core, it seems to me anyway, to be the core strategy. So there you go. We got a sizable amount of money. Luckily we can skip that noisy money increase animation. And we got a bunch of velociprey scales from that, even though we didn't get time to carve anything except that very last one. But yeah, we still haven't fought a big monster, but we have some materials. I want to see what the better armor requires, because I think there is velociprey armor. Yeah, here we go. Velociprey mail. Do I have enough? Yeah, I have enough scales. I just don't have any other materials. And then we still need iron ore to make a lance. Although we could make the bone lance, the sharpness, the yellow sharpness on the bone lance is so bad it's not worth using it. It's better to save up the money and spend it. Also, I didn't need all of these items that I prepared. But yeah, as much as I love playing these old games for all their weird quirkiness, I don't miss the convenience of your items going automatically into your item box. The convenience of the newer games is much appreciated. Look at that. Only 5 quests in this 1-star level, and we've already finished them. Or I guess there are 6 quests. Oh no, there's 1. There are 5. Because that hunting quest is technically the first 2nd-star quest. But yes, now we got mushroom picking. Oh, this one is weird. You need to get special mushrooms, which, when you're gathering at a mushroom point, they will rarely... You'll get a special mushroom instead of the normal blue ones. This is Kelby horns. We do need Kelby pelts if we want to make the velociprey armor, so that might be worth doing. We need to do 5 more lead steaks, which I have enough. I could just finish this quest and get it. And the obligatory egg quest. Every Monster Hunter has it. You have to deliver a Wyvern egg. So, already knowing how janky this game is from being old, the egg quest is especially egregious in Monster Hunter 1. And I'm just going to get the well done steak quest out of the way, and then we're going to experience the true horror of the egg quest right after that. Because you saw how much trouble I had with that bullfango just to clear it away so I could fish. The Wyvern egg quest, you have to deliver that egg across a whole bunch of regions, a whole bunch of areas, back to the item box, and I don't know why I'm taking these, because you don't get to keep them. If it wasn't bad enough that you have to deliver the egg across all this area, there are velociprey everywhere. And it's not just any egg, it's a rathalos egg. And the rathalos is going to be very angry when you take its egg away from him. So, boy howdy, I am not looking forward to doing it, but I aim to please, and I think it'll be a good... Whether I succeed or fail, I think it'll be a good conclusion to the stream tonight. Once again, I apologize for the screen shaking. I don't think it's supposed to do that, but for whatever reason, it does that on the claiming your rewards screen. Right, so now there is a little bit of preparation you can do to make this less painful. Having leather armor is good, I think. Let me see. Status. We have fire res, which might prevent us from dying right away. This quest I definitely want to get. I want to get more more than the supply box will give me in terms of healing items and stamina boost. I may as well bring the knife mackerel too, even though sharpness isn't that critical. Oh, that's right, I got some herbs and some blue mushrooms, so let's craft a few potions really quickly. Yeah, I haven't failed on crafting a potion yet, so that's lucky. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But let's take out the golden steak. I'm gonna save with my current item loadout, and we're gonna get ready to do the most egregious type of quest in any Monster Hunter game, delivering a monster egg. I don't want to quit playing too much. Yeah, you'll see. This is at the same time, this particular quest is actually pretty cool because in the context of the whole Monster Hunter series, because this is the first large monster that you encounter in this whole series, the Rathalos, and you can't fight it because you aren't strong enough, and it's not even part of the quest objective to fight it. But I kind of love that in a weird way, even though I hate delivering eggs. I do love the idea of your first introduction to this monster is a quest where you cannot fight it, and you just have to run. There's just something, I don't know, it just builds up the how dangerous this monster really is. And you don't get to actually hunt it for a while, so when you do hunt it, you have this expectation built up. Boy, I really don't feel ready for this quest, if I'm being honest. I'm fully expecting to, if I don't cart 3 times, I'm expecting to just run out of time, or be so low on stamina that I can't run fast enough to actually get it back. But the first step that you want to do is set up... Oh, that's right, there are Vespoids here too. If it wasn't bad enough, there are Vespoids everywhere. There are velociprey, Vespoids, and the Rathalos is going to be chasing you down while you're delivering this egg. So the best thing you can do is... the best thing you can do is to get rid of as many of these monsters as you can before you start moving the egg. Luckily, Vespoids don't take a lot of hits, even at this low health, even at this low damage. Unluckily, they will respawn quite a lot, so I think the velocipreys are the ones worth focusing on. Oh, I must have crit that. I don't know if that horizontal slash does more damage, but generally I think it's more useful as a way to hit something that just happens to be next to you. Like, it's just a convenience of positioning attack, like an opportunity. Anyway, the Vespoids aren't that hard to dodge, even when you're carrying the eggs, so I'm just gonna kill them here because it'll be easier than having to worry about them later. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about them too much. My primary concern is getting rid of the remaining velociprey. Oh. Where's this guy going? This velociprey has worse aim than I do. I don't know. This is when I was talking about where I feel very ill-equipped to do this quest. Because I'm pretty inept to start with. It's weird, you really get used to the right analog stick. It's not a good way to act, but it's not as weird as you would think. Maybe it's just me, but it is not that awkward at all right now to be pushing the analog stick a whole bunch of times to do that basic sword combo. Alright, so the trick is that the nest, the Rathalos nest is in area 5, which you can see there it only has one exit, which is through area 4, and area 4 is really nasty because it's got Vespoids in it, like right next to the cavern exit, and the Rathalos, there it is, the Rathalos starts here. This is also why this particular soundtrack is associated with Rathalos as its theme, even though the music is really only this area's theme for fighting a large monster. Yeah, And it's a janky looking rathalos. But you can sneak around if you're careful. If you're smart about it, you can kind of sneak. But there are Vespins coming. Okay, it hurt me. It's coming. I don't want to fight. I don't want to deal with the rathalos. Okay, I got the Vespoid. I may as well carve it because it's here. I think I'm luckily in an area where it can't reach me somehow. This part of the area, I'm safe from the rathalos, even though it is aggroed on me. If I leave, that might make a difference. Interestingly enough, you'll notice if it's still aggroed on me, you'll see there's this yellow eye-shaped icon that tells, oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, it's like right here. That's bad. That's really bad. But next to my character's name, you'll see this little yellow eye-shaped icon that indicates that the monster is currently targeting me, or it can see me, which is neat. It'll let you know that you've been spotted as well. And I think generally it's meant for online play so that your allies know that who's getting attacked. Okay. At least it's in a different area, but this is not much better. Yeah. This is the Rathalos music. It's kind of not great music. And, you know, Rathalos looks kind of funny in this early game. It's not, it's Monster Hunter 1, there's some teething troubles. I'm gonna see if I can get away from it. Probably not, though. But you see, this is why this mission is so dangerous. Because you have to go all the way up there to get the egg. There are velociprey in this nest who will knock the egg out of your hands. And you have to climb down safely with the egg in order to escape. And there's also a Vespoid that will appear on the other side of the exit. I always miss. Okay, here we go. And now my weapon power is really low. I kind of have to use a whetstone. Yeah, so normally there would be an exit down here, but it's blocked for this particular quest. Now, those... No, I guess they haven't given up on me. But my sharpness is so low that if I don't use a whetstone, I won't be able to hit them. Like, I'm just going to bounce every attack. The trouble is that they're going to hit me. Yeah, okay. Well, at least I got the sharpening done. Oh, let's roll. Oh, get out of the way. Okay. Man, they're making some monkey noises, aren't they? Like, those are like chimpanzee screeches. Is that one slain? That one is slain. One more. Luckily, the Rathalos is not at all subtle about making an entrance, so if it arrives, we'll know about it really early. Oh, I gotta be careful because this guy, this velociprey is gonna take me out if I'm not careful. Oh. Gotcha. Oh, I think I got it. I don't remember if more of them will spawn, so I'm going to take this moment to use my last mini whetstone. I'm going to eat a ration, which is more important. I don't know why I wasted time on that. And I'm going to try and take the egg out of here. So, as with anything else that you gather in this game, there's no indication that you can pick it up, other than the visual cue that is an egg, like an area with eggs in it. So I think ideally, the rathalos will turn up here eventually. I don't have any paintballs. I probably should have made some. I think I did have sap seeds. But paintballs are how you track monsters. A large monster will only appear on the map if it's been hit with a paintball and the paintball hasn't expired. So I should have hit the rathalos with a paintball so that I would know if it's still in Area 4. Otherwise, I could wait here until it makes its entrance and then leave as soon as possible. But for now, I think I just have to wander into Area 4, and if it's here, I'll have to run back in. If it's still out here. No, it's not. Okay. Unfortunately, there's a Vespoid here who will be causing nothing but pain and misery for me. So I've got to run, I think, the whole way. It might even be 2. But yeah, you gotta manage your stamina in this game. Luckily, I think the only obstacle left is a Vespoid in Area 2 that I didn't slay, and the possibility that Rathalos is in Area 3, because it may have just flown over here. Okay, so I don't have to run. I can take my time, conserve my stamina. The Aptonoth, these spiky-tailed creatures, they will get upset and run away if the Rathalos appears, or any other large monster for that matter. So they're kind of my canary in the coal mine. I think Rathalos can show up in Area 2, though, and there aren't any Aptonoth here, so I'll have to just look and see if the okay, it's not here. I mean, at this point, we're basically scot-free, as long as I can get around that Vespoid. Then I'll be fine. It's hard, oh, it is coming for me. I was gonna say it's hard to tell, but it is coming for me. This is what all that stamina is for. As you see, we run pretty slowly when we're carrying the egg, and you can't actually run your stamina all the way down, because once you get close to the end of the bar, I think your character just tires out and stops running. And then not only does that make you stop and catch your breath for a bit, which is terrible if you're carrying an egg, you have to wait for the stamina to fill all the way back up before you can use it again. It's very punishing. At this point, I'm just running because I want to save time. I want to get to the end and be done with this quest forever. But yeah, that battle music is... all it is the battle music for large monsters in this forest area. But because the Rathalos is the first monster that you encounter with that music playing, it has been forever associated with that music, like, inextricably. It's kind of neat, because I think later games have made better versions of that music, which is otherwise really repetitive and grating. And there is another monster that uses a similar track, but it added mixed choir, which makes it much better. There it is. Egg Quest is done forever. Forever. Never again will I do this particular egg quest. That's right, there are more egg quests than just this one. Shocking and distressing, I know. But, you know, this game wants you to complete everything, so you can't get away with just doing some. Oh, nutrients are good. And we get Paintberry again, and these are more skills from a monster that we haven't fought yet. That's quite a lot of money. That might be enough to pay for forging an iron lance. I just need to actually get the quest where you can mine iron ore. At any rate, that was exhausting, at least mentally exhausting. But now we can put away our well-earned nutrients, which nutrients boost your maximum health in the same way that rations and well-done steak boost your maximum stamina. That's something I forgot to mention. There is no canteen in this game. That's become a staple of Monster Hunters. You go to the canteen and you eat a meal before you go out on a hunt, which will give you some bonuses and stuff. This game, no such thing. I hear those eggs are really heavy. They say you can't run at top speed when you're carrying one. Yeah, boy. Wasn't that especially prescient, considering the quest that we just did? Alright, I think that's going to be enough for tonight. This is a start. Hopefully this is a start of a beautiful new Monster Hunter game. I've wanted to play this for a while, and I just haven't. Because it is not easy to start. It's very slow going. But I think it'll be a good game to stream. So, look forward to next time when we continue the adventures of Elizabeth and her quest, at this moment, to get a lance at all. Thank you for watching, and good night.